Greetings. If you watch this video and if you opened it, that means that you need to see it. So I hope you enjoy it. In today's video, I want to explain what I'm doing additionally to Ayurveda in Ayurvedic consultation. And this is called an energy healing, but it's a very broad general term that doesn't really tell you much. But this part of energy healing was founded in Russia. And it's a Russian/Ukrainian school currently, where I am currently a student. In Russian, if you translate it, it's pretty much called energy healing, or another version of this method is called karmic correction, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So this method of healing with energy is about a very good, thorough cleansing. So it's pretty much a session of cleansing for you, where I am a conductor of the energy that comes through various sources, and it comes through me and works on you. So it is pretty much an energetic surgery. So what happens? Usually a session lasts about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on the situation and the case. The session contains of 3 parts, and the way it looks like is, if I do it in real time with the person lays down on a massage table, and I perform my session reading a specific text. I don't have a way of knowing it by heart. Mostly I still need to read it because it's a few pages of text, through which the text that I use for requesting various types of energy to come here for this session to help with cleansing and clearing. And then I just request various energies and various divine, services or divine beings to help with that. And just to give you an example, and just so that you understand what it is that I'm asking for, we're working with, well, of course, angels and archangels. We're basically working with an egregore, or an entity, like a collective mind or entity of all of the religions. So it's not specifically just one religion. It is methods that were taken from various religions that were found to be really useful and workable by a person who found it first, because he was into different varieties of healing. Initially, he was initiated in this by a shaman in Siberia. And after that, he just decided to combine what he already knew with what he was initiated into, and he founded this school. So it is a combination of the collective energy or consciousness of all the religions and their methods of healing and correcting your energetic field, together with just general divine energies, like I said, angels and archangels. If there are any saints or anyone like a ascended master that would like to help, or that anyone who can hear and can come help, I'm requesting that. This method is definitely not well known outside of Russia, and I would say probably Europe. I think there are maybe a couple of US and other English-speaking countries. So I don't have a version of, like, I don't have a good way of translation the name of it, and just, yeah, the technique, other than just saying what I'm actually doing when the session is going on. So I'm reading the text. It lasts for about an hour. I'm requesting different entities to come and help, and it just cleanses you on several levels. And because it consists of 3 parts. The first part is going to be work on the karmic level, which is more broad type of work. It is the cleansing of something that happened to you, maybe from the past lives, accumulated experience of negative karma from the past life, or something that happened to you in this life from your ancestors and family tree, something that affected you when you were living in this life that is still karmic. And we work on clearing that, and we work on straightening up the karmic paths So I'm not going to cleanse your karma for you. I'm not going to make it good for you, because there's really no way to do that, and no one can actually do that for you except for yourself. So this is definitely just something that you can do, and you only. However, after this type of session, especially if it's a cycle of them, which is like 5 to 7, people notice significant or less significant, but still some changes in their lives and how things are. Like, for example, if you are incredibly unlucky and things keep happening to you, and then after the cycle of these sessions, something changed, and it happens less frequently, or just stop happening at all, or the type of things that happen to you are not as bad anymore. So that's why the other name of this method is called karmic correction, because it's kind of like correcting a little bit complicated, difficult fusion or combination of karmic paths and threads that you have. Another second part of it is about you specifically, what's happening with you specifically during this lifetime right now. And usually this is the part where we're working on cleansing and cutting out and removing all of the stuff like evil eye or black magic that was done to you. Something that like, if you have any entities in your field, and entities does not necessarily mean some creepy spirit, which could also be the case, but it can be like, for example, a dead relative that attached to you because of your strong memory of that person, or because of unfinished business or something. So they're just hanging out in your field, disrupting your life, and they really affect you, and you have no idea. One of the signs, for example, that you do have that connection with a dead world, which most likely is a dead relative or a dead friend that you're really close with, is your hands especially, and your feet are really, really cold all the time, no matter what you do. This is one of the reasons. It could also be an unborn child, so there's an abortion going on, or whether like maybe unsuccessful pregnancy or stillborn. Those souls, they tend to hang out in the field as well, around a woman or a man if his parents are together, and it can also affect you in many different ways. So we're making sure we're clearing those also, and the way it happens is, obviously it's not going to happen for just one time. I'm asking for these souls that are still stuck to be brought up back to life, and to be free and be released, and so that they can come back to the divine source. Also, all kinds of other like negative programs or energy blockages, or anything that is in your field that deforms your auric field, your aura, your the thing that you have around you, anything that affects you, which also affects you on the physical level in the forms of disease, we're also working on that. And then the third part is purely physical. If you do have an illness or like an actual physical disease, something's going on in your body that you want to address, we are working on that specifically, because that's the part where we are working with like your bones, your muscles, your organs, your head, so something very physical. So these are the three parts. I can say that, of course, while I am a conductor and this whole energy comes through me throughout this whole session, in addition to just doing that as a conductor, I am usually receiving an incredible amount of information and additional messages and vision. I am just very open to that, and the more I am open, the more I receive. So I love doing that just for this one reason. And every single time that I've done it so far, sometimes things that come to me do not make sense to me, but they always, like 100% out of 100%, they always make sense to people when I share them later. So I make sure every time that I do that, I make my notes and then I share whatever I felt or saw with that person, because I know that this part of my duty is to also relay this information, because it was given to me, it was revealed to me, so I have to share it with them. If you like that, and like I said, the first time it can be something that you can try and see, what it is, because if you're not really super sensitive to, energies, which is completely normal, because you don't know what's going on, you don't know what it is, and you're not really into this thing, that's completely fine. It's still going to work, by the way. It doesn't really matter if you believe in it or not. But if you don't feel anything and you don't know what it is, and you can try it one time, see if something is going on in your life, and one way to see if it affected you is to see what kind of dream you saw after that. So there's one really cool indication if changes start happening. And of course I recommend doing at least 2-3 times the first cycle to see if you can feel something, or like I said, if you cannot feel anything, you can see how your life goes on. And ideally the cycle lasts for 5 to 7 sessions, and then you can repeat them again, and if you need more clearing, cleansing. I can give recommendations additionally to what you can do if I see something specifically and something that is really strong, or something that I feel like you really need to pay attention to. I can also offer maybe some techniques or practices to do if you are depending on what religion you're part of. I can give you either prayers, or I can give you mantras, or just some other things that you can try to do to see if you can improve this situation, to kind of help the process to keep going and help the cleansing process to continue and make it stronger. I'm in this school since, let's say, it's about 1.5 years now. I'm not doing it a whole lot because it actually is very intense session. So I'm not able to do a ton of people. I've done a few. I'm mostly doing it with my close friends and families, but I feel like I need to share that in case if you see this video, like I said, that means that you are supposed to see it, and you feel like it resonates with you, if you feel like this is something you would like to try, I will be super honored about you trusting me to do that for you. And just a beautiful technique that works, and it's been working for many people. The method was founded in Russia back in 1996, and ever since it's just growing. And like I said, it's not so popular in the US, so I can understand if you you've never heard of it, or you're not sure how legit it is. It's totally fine, but I just invite you to try it, because once you try it and once I have some messages for you, you'll just see for yourself. So if you're interested, please contact me, and I'll leave some contact information below, and I would be more than happy to work on that with you. And of course, if you have any additional questions and you want to understand more, or you want to get some more clarification before you actually try that, you're welcome to also contact me as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and stay healthy and happy.